In today's episode, chaos at Heathrow gives me 4 airports back to back. I stumble upon Heathrow's smallest prison, and of course we play another round of Guess the Fare. Hey, good morning you crazy cats. It's Sunday the 23rd of March. What a weekend. Massive power outage on Friday at Heathrow. There are planes in the sky today. Let me tell you what's been happening. Tariff 2, let's go out and find out if there's any work on the streets of London. And the winner for Guess the Fare in the last episode was at Dean P 1901. Well done, buddy. You got it right on the nail with £17.80. In the early hours of Friday morning, a massive fireball erupted at an electrical substation just outside Heathrow. Okay, problem or not a problem? Massive problem. It was the electrical substation that powered the whole of the airport. Of course, the airport closed immediately, and that caused global aviation chaos. A whopping 1,300 flights were affected. Inbound flights were either diverted to other airports around Europe and the rest of the world, or they had to turn around mid-flight, i.e. if you were coming from New York to Heathrow, you did a U-turn over the Atlantic and headed back home. And then alternatively, you had tens of thousands of stranded passengers in London looking for alternative ways to get to their destinations. Okay, Gatwick was open, it did help out. Stansted was open, Luton was open, City Airport was open. But if you're flying out of Heathrow, well, you were going to have to pay through the nose to get alternative flights. So how did the chaos at the airport affect me as a taxi driver? Well, number one, I wasn't going to be doing any airport jobs that day. And number two, the airport drivers who work the feeder park, well, that emptied out and those drivers came into town looking for work. So that took a bit of my pie, didn't it? Anyway, it was a bit of a struggle on Friday as it happens. Things are back to normal now. The airport is open. I haven't been there since, so I don't know what the vibe is like there. But let's see what happens today. Just the normal routine today. Most of you guys know what that is. I will be heading east towards my favorite hotel, the Hilton Kensington. We will be ranking up there, hopefully, if I can get on. And whatever comes out, well, we'll take it from there, won't we? Right, just the one cab on the rank outside the Kensington Hilton. So we do a little bit of upsy daisy on the curb here. Just like that. Up, and then I can reverse nicely towards the pillar at the back of the rank. There we go. Here's a little tip for you drivers on this rank if you ever end up here and you need internet connection or Wi-Fi. Well, just over there is a Media BT global pillar. Now, if you turn your phone on and turn the Wi-Fi on, then that BT pillar will come up as BT Wi-Fi. You can jump on that and get free Wi-Fi here outside the Kensington Hilton Hotel. Right, that cab has moved off. So I am now on the point.
Can we go to the Gatwick Express in Victoria?
Of course. Right, first job of the day, we're going to the Gatwick Express, left Holland Park Avenue, comply Shepherd's Bush roundabout. Please don't forget to subscribe, folks, as we're going down Holland Road here, because I love making this content for you and your support is really welcome. Left Addison Crescent, right Addison Road, then we're going to go forward onto Warwick Gardens. Love that palm tree right in the middle of that junction. Head round Warwick Gardens and then take a left onto Pembroke Road, and then it's going to be a right turn onto the Earls Court Road. Okay, left turn onto the Cromwell Road here. Now, for the Gatwick Express, I'm going to drop off at the Raft. This is the official set down for the Gatwick Express, the one I learnt when I was on the Knowledge. Okay, I'll show you that at the end of the video. Let's carry on the Cromwell Road here, go past the Natural History Museum on the left, the Victoria and Albert Museum on the left, and we'll saunter into Knightsbridge along the Brompton Road till I can get a right turn down to Beauchamp Place, or some people say Beauchamp Place. If you're French, you say Beauchamp. Okay, forward Pond Street here, and then I'm going to do a right turn to Chesham Place, bear left Lars Street, head south through Eaton Square, lovely Thomas Cubitt buildings around here, forward Elizabeth Street, still quiet this time of day. Hit the red light, forward Elizabeth Bridge, left Bullied Way. Sounds a bit tasty, doesn't it? Stop at the red light. And then going forward onto the Raft, the official entrance of the Gatwick Express, set down on right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. First job, Kensington Hilton to Gatwick Express. Breaking news, a Charlie job has come through to the airport.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
As you know, I'm one of Charlie's ugly angels, those of you who've watched the channel before. So, when the work comes through, the mysterious Charlie comes up trumps every time. And today was going to turn out to be one of the strangest days I've ever had on the road. Just seen the postcode for the airport job. It's SW3. That job kicks off in 20 minutes. I've got plenty of time to get there. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's do guess the fare. From SW3 Ovington Square to Terminal 3. Right, forward to comply Ovington Square, forward Ovington Street, and then a left turn onto the Brompton Road, heading west towards Heathrow Airport. From here, the Brompton Road turns into Thurlow Place. We're passing the museums again in the opposite direction on the right. Oh yes, don't forget, guess the fare. This is going to be a good one. Good luck, everybody. Forward onto the Cromwell Road, heading past Gloucester Road, Queensgate on the right, and soon we'll get to the Aylescourt Junction, and the Cromwell Road will turn into Cromwell Road West. You can imagine this time of day, the traffic's not bad at all. Sitting on Cromwell Road West now, heading towards the flyover, going over the train tracks that head down towards West Brompton Station, heading down on this mini flyover past the North End Road, and this will be the Tailgoth Road in front of us with the ballet school on the left. Hammersmith flyover soon to approach. That's going to take us over Hammersmith and then neatly down onto the Great West Road, as you can see. Bit of a miserable day today. There is some rain forecast, and you will see what happens later as far as the weather is concerned. Head west on the Great West Road, ambulance in front of me there, past the Fuller's Brewery, Comply Hogarth roundabout, lead by Cedars Road, forward Ellesmere Road, getting towards the M4 now. I need to jump up onto the Chiswick flyover, and here I am. One of the longest flyovers in London this is, and it's going to take us down to terra firma onto the M4, and then it's a straight line towards Heathrow Airport. Weather's still pretty good, the rain hasn't broken yet, but that will be coming in about an hour, as you will see. So neatly running along the M4, traffic not bad at all. This job I think took about 25 minutes all in all, because Ovington Square is a fantastic place to start, because you basically get access to the Brompton Road, which is the same road that takes you all the way to Heathrow Airport. So jump off here at the airport roundabout, do a left onto the East Tunnel Road. Now all these roads actually do have names coming into Heathrow. We'll Comply Aeroplane Roundabout, that's what I'm going to call it, and then go south on the East Tunnel approach. Here we are in that tunnel. And then after that, it's the Inner Ring Road, and I'm going to bear left onto Cosmopolitan Way. Cosmopolitan Way then morphs into Cranbourne Road, and then morphs into Canberra Road, which is the road that sits right outside Terminal 3. And that's where I'm going to set down on left. Terminal 3 dropped off, and it's all kicking off as far as the bookings are concerned. Okay, the update so far, whilst I was driving to Terminal 3 with this passenger, 3 more airport bookings have come in for the afternoon. So guys, it's airport all day, because I'm going to have to block out any other work in between. It's just not going to work. My next job is a 12:30, arriving at Terminal 3 and then going into SW3, back into town. So I'm just going to go into the feeder park, grab a coffee and something to eat, wait for that job to land, and then me and you are going to go back into town, and then we'll commence the other 2 airports for the afternoon. So let's check out the feeder park. This is where I'm going to be taking my break. I will reiterate that I do not have a tag for the feeder park, so I cannot work here and queue up and pick up fares. However, I can come in here, get something to eat, and wait for my next job to land at Terminal 3. Let's have a look at the North Park. It doesn't look that busy, to be honest. There is at least plenty of cabs here. Loads of cabs here. I'm just parking up on the road in between. I'm going to use the bathroom and get something to eat, but I would have thought that the cabs would be a lot busier after all the chaos on Friday. Righty hodl, we have from the Heathrow Feeder Park restaurant latte. And for myself, look at this baby. A lovely pork roll with mustard. That's come out of the old roast beef and the roast pork today, which they're serving. I just wanted a roll. Can't eat the whole lot. And Dave, I got him a pasty. He loves a pasty. Dave, have you got any VT today?
Yeah, I got the Highwayman lockup video.
Oh, yeah. That's quite interesting because this kind of relates to Heathrow as well. Yeah, run the lockup VT and afterwards I'll give you your lunch. He loves a pasty. Just a stone's throw from Heathrow Airport on Cranford High Street, there stands one of London's most bizarre and fascinating structures. I met James Marshall, a local historian, to tell me all about this unique building.
It's called the Highwayman's Cage because we're so close to Hounslow Heath, which came right up to the Bath Road, just about half a mile in that direction. And this part of the heath was a notorious haunt of highwaymen. But highway robbery was a capital crime. It would have taken an awful lot to hold a highwayman in a building like this, which is only sort of semi-secure. I don't know how many highwaymen were ever imprisoned in here. They would have been, in any case, held only overnight or at the most 2 nights, and then they would be escorted by the parish constable to the nearest magistrate's court the following morning to answer for their crimes or be remanded to a higher court.
What would be the normal sentence for a highway jacking of that
Highway
nature? Highway robbery.
In the golden age of highwaymen, from the English Civil War through to the early 1800s, was a hanging offence at Tyburn, which is now Marble
Arch. Yeah.
And they would have been imprisoned in Newgate, trolled out along Oxford Street in a cart as far as Marble Arch, and hung on the gallows there in front of a crowd.
It's not very big, is it?
No, it's a one-man prison.
It's a one-man prison, and facilities are
Primitive. There would have been straw on the floor, straw mattress probably to sleep on, a bucket for your necessaries.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just about to ask about the toilet facilities. Yes.
Nil. Yes.
Nil.
And the constable would probably have one of the village women bring the prisoner something to eat during the day or last thing in the evening.
The following morning would be off to the magistrate to learn your fate, basically.
Yes.
Gosh, wow. So it could be a restless night's sleep. It's quite a claustrophobic experience, that's for sure, being in a place like this. Oh. James, you there? Oh no. Where's he gone? James! Get him out! James! What do you think of that? Even Heathrow has some rather peculiar oddities around it. Okay, it's time to go in and pick up job number 3. That's Terminal 3 to SW3. Let's go. Although this plane landed at 12:30, the customers didn't get out of the terminal until 1:45, so that was going to make me a little bit tight for my 3 o'clock pickup from Wandsworth back to the airport. Anyway, this is how things unfolded. Terminal 3 is only 5 minutes away from the Heathrow feeder park, so I jumped into the approach tunnel, followed the signs around to Terminal 3, which I've done a million times, and before I knew it, my passengers were on the way out. Okay, leave on left Chipstead Road, right Camberley Road, bear round to the right there. That's going to morph into the Inner Ring Road, and then it's West Tunnel here. That's going to take us all the way out to Aeroplane Roundabout. Hello, Emirates Aeroplane. That's a lovely model, isn't it? So forward West Tunnel approach, heading north towards the Heathrow Roundabout. Comply Heathrow Roundabout. and then it's a case of jump up onto the M4. The wipers are going 10 to the dozen as expected. Rain was forecast and it's coming down right now. Heading east now towards the Chiswick flyover, and this is where 4 lanes should I say, go down to 2 lanes. So there's always some traffic getting up onto that flyover, and as you can see, I've hit it here. Now I've got my eye on the time because my 3 o'clock I'm thinking is going to be really tight by the time I get to drop these wonderful people off at Smith Terrace. I am checking the timings on the map and they are looking like I'm gonna make it, but only just. Anyway, get up onto Chiswick flyover, Brentford football ground on the right, moody skies absolutely everywhere. Going past Chiswick on the left now. The flyover will descend onto terra firma and we're going to jump onto the Ellesmere Road, and actually it's the other way around, the Cedars Road, the Ellesmere Road, past the Porsche garage on the left, past Sutton Court Road on the left, that's where I used to live. A beautiful part of town, Chiswick, and we'll do some compliance with the Hogarth roundabout now. Okay, forward onto the Great West Road. I'll stay in the right lane. I am clock watching like you wouldn't believe here. Upsy daisy onto the Hammersmith flyover. Down the other side on the Hammersmith flyover onto the Tailgarth Road, and we'll be passing North End Road. Now I'm keeping an eye on the traffic in front of me. Always queues of traffic before the Warwick Road junction and the big Tesco's on the left. I've got my eye on that. Forward West Cromwell Road. We're through Forward Cromwell Road. Now I can literally, oh yes, smell Chelsea. It's just on my right, and that's what I need to get to. Pretty sharpish. Head forward on the Cromwell Road, past the Natural History Museum on the left, right onto Queensbury Place, left Harrington Road, right Cromwell Place it's going to be after that, and then once I get through that light, it's going to be a left Old Brompton Road, forward Onslow Square, forward Sydney Place, right to the end, and right turn for the road, left onto Sydney Street. We are nearly there, folks. Hello, Kings Road. I've missed you. Let's do a left onto the Kings Road. Head east now towards Sloane Square. Then I'm looking for a right turn onto Smith Street. It's a nightmare getting down here. Look at all these cars blocking my way. And then a right turn onto Smith Terrace. Set down on right. Right, that job is done and time is tight. Terminal 3 to Smith Terrace. Job came out really late, which has made me a little bit tight for airport number 3. And that is over the bridge, Wandsworth Bridge. So I'm going to cut through Townmead Road and go through the private road that gets me onto Wandsworth Bridge, which only taxis and residents can use. So I should be fine. So let me show you a privileged private road that cabbies are entitled to use in the Chelsea Harbour area. Now this is an excellent cut through for us and saves us loads of time as we can avoid Wandsworth Bridge Road. So as you can see, I went down the King's Road, nearly into the new King's Road, left onto Milman Street and then right on to Chelsea Embankment. That's the river in front of me. I'm going to run along the Chelsea Embankment and head towards Chelsea Harbour. And this is why people use black cabs in London, because we have access and special privileges to roads that all the other vehicles in London do not have access to, and this saves time and money. And what's the most important thing when you want to get around London? Well, at the moment it's time. You need to get around this capital quickly. So I'm on the Lots Road now, left into Chelsea Harbour Drive. That's going to go past the Design Centre, and after we've gone left round the Design Centre, I'll then follow the road around to the right and under the bridge. And once we go under the bridge, as you'll see in just a second, there will be a barrier, and that barrier will only open if you are a black cab or if you have a residence permit. And that's why people who live south of the river in the Wandsworth district like to use the black cabs, because they know they can avoid all the traffic on the Wandsworth Bridge Road. And hey presto, up you go, buddy. Thank you very much. We are forward onto the Townmead Road. That's going to take us up to Wandsworth Bridge Road, and before you know it, we've saved about 15 to 20 minutes and it's looking absolutely fine. for my 3 o'clock appointment back out to the airport. So left onto the Wandsworth Bridge Road here. I'm stuck behind this bus, doesn't matter. I've still got 10 minutes to play with. We're going to go all the way up to the Wandsworth Bridge roundabout, a famous roundabout with a famous underpass where they filmed A Clockwork Orange. We'll go all the way around there, and before I know it, I'm onto the Trinity Road, heading south, where my next job is waiting for me. I am, in the end, 9 minutes early, and that's partly because I can get through the Chelsea Harbour cut-through for taxis and residents. And as soon as I pick up here, it's straight out at 3 o'clock, Terminal 5, and then pick up again and then back into town. So this is airport number 3. Okay, leave by left Trinity Road and head north towards the Trinity Road roundabout. Jump down onto the Trinity Road underpass and then up again and then under again and then around the roundabout, comply Trinity Road roundabout. Leave by Wandsworth Bridge. Now, Wandsworth Bridge Road was shut, so I've got to go left Carnwath, right Peterborough Road. Yep, don't forget to subscribe, guys. I hope you're enjoying this content. Squeeze through the width restrictor here and head north on Peterborough Road until I get to the New Kings Road. Left New Kings Road, and now I'm heading east until I jump onto my right turn, which is Munster Road. Yep, let's do the Munster Road and head north, jump over the Fulham Road here at the lights, and then do loads of bumps, which are a real pain, all the way up towards the Lily Road. So I'm slowing down and speeding up, and thinking to myself, I need to keep this job moving. Anyway, left onto Lily Road, and I've got to tell you that I jumped the bit from Fulham Palace Road and Hammersmith Roundabout because the camera stopped. So join me on the Great West Road on the way towards Heathrow. Traffic building up now, as you can see. Got to Hogarth Roundabout. Complied Hogarth Roundabout. Leave the Hogarth Roundabout by the Cedars Road. The Cedars Road will neatly morph into the Ellesmere Road. And yes, folks, we are back onto the Chiswick flyover and heading out of London towards, this time, it's Terminal 5. Okay, so I have already been informed by text that my Terminal 5 has landed. It landed at 3 o'clock, and that was the moment when I picked up this job. Now, when we get information about these jobs, the mysterious Charlie lets us know if there is checked-in baggage or hand luggage only. Now, this was checked in, so I know that the customer has to go to the baggage carousel to reclaim first. So that's going to give me extra time. Hand luggage, they're going to be out a lot quicker. So I've got time to play with. Okay, heading west now onto the M4, and that's the M25 slip in front of me. I'm up on that. Timings are looking okay. It could still be a little bit tight. As you can see, the weather has really closed in as well. So now heading anti-clockwise on the M25 towards the Terminal 5 slip road, or as they say in America, the collector, and that will collect me into Terminal 5 itself. This road bears round to the left. I'm not sure whether it's got an official name. I will check that out. Slowly bearing around to the left now towards the Terminal 5 roundabout. This job is clocking up towards 55 minutes. So it's nearly 4 o'clock, and my 3 o'clock landed approximately 1 hour ago. So they should just be getting their baggage, I'm guessing, by now, and coming to the top level. Anyway, fingers crossed that my timings are right. Complying now with the Terminal 5 roundabout, and then I'll be taking the second exit. That's called Wayfarer Road. I don't know where they get the names from and who names them, but that's what they do. Look at the taxis on the left. They're all queuing to go into the terminal rank, and they're moving. So it's nice to see the drivers getting plenty of work out of this terminal. So forward Wayfarer, that goes into Wellington Road. Plenty of traffic at the top here for drop-off. I'm looking to drop off at the first part of the terminal because that's where the new business check-in desks are. And I'm going to sneak in behind this vehicle right here and set neatly down on the left. Well, there you have it. Terminal 5 dropped off. Airport number 3. All I've got to do now is pick up airport number 4, which has landed at Terminal 5 1 hour ago, 3 o'clock, and that should be ready any minute now. Okay, leave by Wellington Road. This is the last job of the day. 4 airports today. We're going from Terminal 5 to Tedworth Square. SW3. Fortunately, all those timings worked out well. So it's been a pretty good day, to be honest. A hangover from all the chaos that ensued with the huge explosion on Friday. Staying on the Wellington Road now, that will morph into the Wayfarer Road, and then we'll bear right onto Welland Road before we hit the Terminal 5 roundabout. Now, I'd love to know who makes up these road names and why they make up these particular road names. There must be something behind their thinking or some influencing. Okay, let's get up to that roundabout. Weather's still not great, as you can see. We'll comply with Terminal 5 roundabout, and then we will take the feeder onto the M25, and before you know it, we'll be heading onto the M4. Just want to show you folks how we exit Terminal 5 here and get onto the M25. So heading west here onto the M25 feeder, we stay in the right lane. Don't go in the left lane because you'll end up in Dover or Gatwick Airport. Stay in the right lane, and then it's a case of a nice gradual left turn all the way round to the M25. Now keep an eye on the M25 here because you will see a lot of traffic, and that traffic will be going clockwise around the M25, and it doesn't really affect me because I'm staying in the left lane to get on to the M4 spur. So as you can see, all that traffic in the right lane is heading past the M4 junction. They're not going to get in my way. I'm just going to stay in one of these two lanes and make sure I don't go anywhere near all that congestion on the right. So stay in the left lane. We've got all the indicators alight and alive above me there. They're giving me some speed indications, but they mostly apply to all that traffic on the right that can't even go past 40 miles an hour. Now, staying in the two right-hand lanes here, they're going to bear round to the right, and they're going to throw me onto the M4 heading east. And that's going to take us right back into town and towards Tedworth Square, where my final job will finish for the day. Now, Tedworth Square, if you didn't know, is in Chelsea. It's SW3, and it was just around the corner, and is just around the corner. Turn the wipers on, Mark. Can't see. Just around the corner from the last job I did, Smith Terrace in SW3. So this routing will be very similar. So now we're getting on to the M4. As you can see, the traffic's building up this time of day, coming up to 5 o'clock. Well, 4:30, and there's plenty of Sunday traffic going into town, and it's the same every weekend. So speeding things up now before we get to the Chiswick flyover and jostling for position. I'm doing my best to stay in the left lane, or even get in the left lane, before 4 lanes go down to 3 lanes and then go down to 2 lanes. Okay, come on, let me in. Let me go into the left. I think I did get into the left lane eventually, and before we know it, wow, here we are. Everything's free and easy on the Chiswick flyover. Heading past Chiswick underneath us and Brentford to the right of us, and things are moving very well, I must say. Get down the other side of the Chiswick flyover, go past the Porsche garage on the left, Ellesmere Road, and then Cedars Road. And you've seen this already today, folks. I'm sorry if you're getting lots of roaders today and you're getting a bit bored with the M4, but it's one of those days that just ended up with nothing but airports. Comply Hogarth roundabout, and then leave by the Great West Road. Stay in the right lane as we did earlier here, because we know that's the best way to get onto the Hammersmith flyover. Jump over the Hammersmith flyover, past the Apollo on the right, head down onto terra firma, go up to the lights at the North End Road, where there'll be some traffic on the other side towards the Earls Court or the Warwick Road. Not too bad, actually. Pretty free and easy. This is exactly how I like it, so not a long wait at the red light there. Forward West Cromwell Road. Everything's dried up now, stopped raining. Forward onto the Cromwell Road. Shimmy past the Cromwell Hospital on the left, past the Marriott on the right until we get the lights at Gloucester Road. Wait at the lights here. Don't wait too long and then cross over. We're heading towards the Natural History Museum, but we're going to turn off before then onto Queensbury Place. Remember that. Left Harrington Road, cut through here, Glendower Place because the lights were red. Left Old Brompton Road. Plenty of traffic around here. I need to jump into the right lane here, to be honest, which I do. Forward Old Brompton Road, forward Onslow Square, right Fulham Road, left down to Sydney Street, all the way to the end. Get to the end of Sydney Street, left Kings Road, right Flood Street. Bit of a shuffle with a few Ubers here. Go south on Flood Street, left Redburn Street, forward Tedworth Square, set down on right. Okay, that's your lot today, folks. Just 5 jobs today. The first job, Kensington Hill to the Gatwick Express. Then 4 Heathrows. Those were all hangover jobs, I'm sure, from the chaos that happened on Friday at the airport. So don't forget to subscribe. Leave any comments down below. Hit that thumbs up button. Until next time, see you back here.